motivated now than ever. There's a bigger chip on my shoulder. Lead done messed up, and I'm just blessed by God, blessed by my family. I'm right down the street, so we're going to do it right this time, so it's crazy.
All right, Shannon, who made the better pick, Washington or New York?
I believe it was Washington, Skip, because they got the second rated quarterback in the middle of the first round. And so I like this. I like the fit because if you look at what Washington does, Jay Gruden runs the West Coast offense. A lot of those principles, what they run at Ohio State. You throw the ball, a lot of shallow crosses, Skip, get the ball to the receivers and let them do the leg work. The ball doesn't spend a whole lot of time. Now, they will throw the ball down the field, but the objective in the West Coast is put the ball into your playmakers' hands, let them make plays.
Yep.
The Daniel Jones selection, Skip, for the Giants, what this tells me is that they had him rated so much higher than everyone else. Because if you look at it, Kyler Murray was going to be gone. Everybody knew Kyler Murray was going to be gone. So it came down to Haskins, it came down to Jones, Drew Lock, and Will Grier. They telling me that they had Daniel Jones so much higher rated than the other two, because I believe they could, you believe, I believe, a lot of people believe they could have got Daniel Jones at 17.
Heck, I think they might have got him in the third round, but that's just me. Go ahead.
And so, Skip, so that tells me, now, it's hard for me to criticize because Dave Gettleman talk about, well, we don't draft, you don't want to get caught up drafted for need.
Yeah, well.
You took a quarterback with the 6th pick.
What do you say? You always get screwed when you do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that, Skip, they needed a quarterback. I think everybody really thought they needed a quarterback. We just didn't think they're going to take a quarterback this high. It's hard to criticize them because, you know what? They had this guy rated that high. Skip, if I need a house, there's only a few on the market in the neighborhood. You're going to overpay. You're going to overpay, Skip. If you want to live in a particular neighborhood, there's two houses for sale. You're going to overpay. You know that. You know how LA works, especially in this area. They overpaid. I believe they overpaid, but they had to have a quarterback, and they valued him. So what am I supposed to do, Skip? If I need a car, okay, the Ferrari is gone. I got choices. I got a Ford, I got a Chevy Cobalt, I got this. Yeah, Skip, you're like, well, hold on. Everybody else, I could get that car from, but no. I need a car now. They needed a quarterback. They paid too much for him, but can you blame them if you need something overpaying for it?
Yes, I can.
Hold on. You should be celebrating.
Tell me when it's my turn.
You should be happy. See, you want to pretend like you're upset, but you're loving this.
I saw your tweet last night.
Upset about what?
No, I'm saying you pretended like Giants made a big mistake, but secretly you're clapping. You're doing that golf clap because, like, yeah, we got Dak, and they got Daniel Jones, and Washington got Haskins. Ooh, we good. But you got to worry about Philly.
I have no worry with Philly.
You need to worry about
They
that.
took an offensive lineman. I'm thinking, well, you can't really save Carson Wentz from himself.
Whatever.
You can try to protect him, but he can't protect himself from himself, right?
Whatever.
Now, I am going to speak as a Cowboy fan. Thank you for teeing me up for that, Jenny, because I am the first to tell you I am not afraid of either of these two young quarterbacks in New York or Washington. In fact, I am very relieved by both picks. If you told me they got Will Grier, I'd say, I'm in trouble. I told you, Will Grier, second best quarterback behind Kyler in this draft, and somebody is about to get a steal of the draft in Will Grier tonight in round, I don't know, 2 or 3, somewhere in there, probably in round 2.
I agree with you.
And I go so far as to tell you I welcome both of these choices by both of these teams, because now both teams are going to be stuck with projects at quarterback who ultimately will frustrate and disappoint them. And these are long-term projects, both of them. And in fact, Gettleman made the joke about we could be on the Green Bay, the 3-year plan. Well, good luck to you. Because,
so he got Aaron Rodgers. That's what he's trying to say.
That's what he's saying. And I'm with you. Look, I'll give you Haskins was a much better choice than Daniel Jones. I give him a little more upside. I give him a little better shot than Daniel Jones. And I was impressed that Dan Snyder didn't overreact and trade up to get Dwayne Haskins, who was way overrated. Again, there's so much talk about him going 6th. At least Washington sat still and had him fall to them at 15. So I'm going to give you that much. Now, back to Daniel Jones. This is by far the biggest reach of the night. This is potentially the biggest bust, the biggest swing and miss in this entire draft is poor Daniel Jones. And I feel for this kid because you know how the New York media is.
Yeah.
There's no way his talent, his ability to perform in the National Football League can measure up to the expectations that have now been created in New York City, Big Apple, New Jersey. It's just going to be Richter scale for this kid. And there's no way he's going to be able to live up to this. And to me, reaching for Daniel Jones at 6 was even a much bigger reach than Cleveland Ferrell at 4. We're going to talk about him and the Raiders in just a moment. But that, at least I can make some case there. I can make no case here. And in fact, they obviously had a chance to draft Sam Darnold a year ago. And they took Saquon, and I am not the biggest Sam Darnold fan, but trust me, he's way, way, way better than Daniel Jones.
Yes.
So I watched Daniel Jones, I don't know, 4 or 5 times last year, and trust me on this. Not once did I ever turn on a Duke game and think, oh, that's a potential first-round pick. I didn't even think of him as a potential NFL player. Seriously, I didn't. I mean, maybe in the back of my mind, I would think 5th, 6th round backup. Maybe, but come on. So Todd McShay had him ranked as the 59th best player. I respect Todd's big board. And
where did Mel? Mel had him?
Yeah, I'm not sure where Mel had him, but I know Todd, I think Mel was a bigger fan because Mel did have the breaking news that it looked like the Giants were leaning there. I'm not sure what Mel actually thought of the pick, but he was the first to be out there with that. So let me just put this in perspective. Pat Shurmur's the Giants head coach. I don't think Pat Shurmur had anything to do with this decision. That's just me. This is a Dave Gettleman special. Pat Shurmur has a son named Kyle Shurmur who will probably get drafted in the 6th or 7th round. For the last 3 years, he was my quarterback at Vanderbilt University. Kyle Shurmur is pretty good. I will bet you right now, Pat Shurmur on a lie detector, if you put him feet to fire, he would tell you his son's a little better than Daniel Jones because I could just show you. They're both about the same size, 6'4", 6'5", 220. Kyle weighs 230. But if you look at their numbers last year, Kyle was 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Daniel Jones was 22-9. QBR for Kyle was 66. For Daniel Jones, 62. So just his numbers at Vanderbilt, as the doormat of the SEC, was better than this kid. In this kid's last real game, home game at Duke, they lost 59-7 to Wake Forest. So what's Gettleman banking on here? Well, it's all about David Cutcliffe.
Yes.
David Cutcliffe obviously was the coordinator for Peyton at Tennessee, and he was the head coach for Eli at Ole Miss. So has deep ties to the Manning family. But is this Daniel Manning we're talking about? Is he like the grandson of Archie? Or, no, he's not. Is David Cutcliffe going to coach the Giants next year? I don't think so. I think it's Pat Shurmur.
You mentioned it in the end. What would have scared me, Skip, is that they lost at home 59-7 away.
Yeah.
There's no way the 6th pick in the draft at the quarterback position should lose that game to that team.
I got it.
Clemson, if you say Clemson beat him 59, doesn't skip, I was like, okay. They did have 3 defensive linemen go in the top 2017, but not.
So he did have a decent bowl game, but then the Senior Bowl was the key. And Gettleman said, I saw a star, or whatever he said. He said,
a pro quarterback.
I saw a pro quarterback. You better see more than just a pro quarterback.
Yeah.
So what happened at the Senior Bowl? Who were the starting quarterbacks in the Senior Bowl? Drew Lock versus Will Grier. Aha. So they played the first half. So the quote-unquote backups, the second-string quarterbacks, came in to start the second half. One of those was Daniel Jones. So he completes 8 of 11 for 115 yards, and he gets voted MVP. Probably against the second teamers. You know, these again, these are all really talented kids, but again, the ones that started are the ones that the coaches deemed a little better than the backups, right?
Yeah.
So is it possible that Daniel Jones just lit it up against, you know, the second wave? Yeah, that's probably what happened. So is that your claim to fame? Is that all you got? And again, I watched him. He doesn't have a big arm. It's under average, below average. He's got some athletic ability, but again, was he more of a product of David Cutcliffe's extraordinary college Yeah, probably so.
Because
right?
I totally agree, Skip. I'm not so sure if David Cutcliffe was not his head coach, offensive coordinator, he makes it in the first round. He strikes me as a guy, as just a guy.
I don't think he makes it in the second round. Seriously.
And that's the thing, Skip. And it's happened before, and we see that a lot. With Cal quarterbacks, Jeff Tedford seemed like everybody he touches was a first-round draft pick, from Kyle Bowler to all these guys that came out of Cal.
Yep.
And come to find out, they couldn't play.
Yep.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Just because, yeah, okay, Peyton Manning is an all-time great.